Today is, help me out with the date, folks. Make it seem like this is live.
The 6th.
November the 6th.
Okay, it's November the 6th, 2021. Glad I had to think about that.
Still 2021.
So I just found out, because I have to, before I start the broadcast, that gets, like, some people are watching on Facebook, some people are watching on YouTube. And before I have to say go live, right? So it's going live there, and I have to fill in what it is that it's about. So I have to tell the people who are watching in the description, this is a Saturday service in which Rabbi Brian and friends discuss, and I have to pretty much do a prediction, because I don't know exactly what it is we're going to discuss. So
it can be a little unpredictable.
So if you are watching this, and this might not follow the form, it might not follow exactly what it is that we thought we were going to be talking about.
Yeah, I packed up a tissue I can show to you. I'll put like this side up because I did it upside down, but I don't want to.
Hi, Ellery. That was my niece. My middlemost nibbling.
Hi.
Everyone, look at that. Okay, that means my sister. She gets it. What does she get, everyone? What'd she do? What award is she going to get because she brought her daughter?
Intergenerational.
Raffle ticket.
She's going to get the intergenerational award. Glad that you're here. That works. Everyone else, welcome. I'm glad you're here. We have, so if you weren't here last week, let me just give a quick summary. I tried an exercise with the whole group. Hold on. I got to take a breath of air. Oh, first wave. Everyone say hi. Always do that at the beginning. Hi, people. And I lost my train of thought, and that's embarrassing at this moment. Oh, so last week, a lot of you know, I taught high school math for 7 years, right after being mainstream normal rabbi guy. I left. I couldn't do that. I didn't know what to do. Jane told me you should be a teacher, and then it took me a few years to say, hey, you know what? I should be a teacher. So I taught math. I taught high school math, and I learned so much. I learned so much, and I learned as a teacher, you need to get feedback from your students regularly, right? That's what quizzes and tests were about, and homework was about, was so that I can get some feedback to know, were they learning it? And sometimes we would give what we called an exit ticket. So I'd just give the kids a math problem in the last 5 minutes of class on a strip of paper. I said, just do this problem. I don't care. I don't care if you do it right, you do it wrong. You don't even have to put your name on it. But I just want to see, what can you guys do? So I would get feedback. And I thought about last week, and last week's service, it didn't go as I had thought it was going to go. We didn't do what, but what's great was that I got feedback and I heard about what didn't go right. And coincidentally, or related to this, on Sunday, so Saturday service is Saturday, and on Sunday, I get a buddy of mine who's a minister sends me this brilliant sermon that they had delivered, and I watched it on video because they sent it to me that way. And it was a great sermon about forgiveness, and it had a question in it that I loved about if you don't forgive someone, what happens to their transgression? Like, whether or not you forgive someone changes their relationship with their own transgression. I thought that was a great point. It was really interesting. And then I realized my friend, the minister, is in that paradigm where you just give a sermon and you give a talk for the whole time. And it's as though that is everyone's modality for taking in information, is a 20-minute lecture or a 10-minute lecture. And that's not the way most people learn. And I thought, and my poor minister friend's not getting the feedback. You know, I get feedback from you guys. I can look right now at your faces on the screen, and I see Bob's giving me a thumbs up, right? And I can see Rita smiling along like, yeah, Rabbi, I got you. And Kip has got that beautiful glow that makes me feel like he loves me, and I like that. Thank you, Kip. But I can see what's going on. And last week, it didn't go right. And here's another thing I learned in teaching. By fourth period Algebra 2 on a Wednesday, boy, could I teach that stuff well. Because I already done period 1, period 2, period 3. And by period 4, I was an expert in, like, I knew where they made a mistake in absolute values because I had just taught it 3 times. And so I could scaffold them. We could go faster. Later in the day was always better with me. This group, I didn't have a period 1 and a period 2 and a period 3 before last week. And I sent you guys into small groups, and I apologize. I think there were some people who got, not I think there are some people who got triggered. There are people who got triggered. And I totally inadvertent. I didn't mean to set anyone up for a... If you weren't here last week, here was what the game was. Okay. How are we all doing? You all right? Because this is usually I do a little bit more interactive than I'm doing right now. You guys doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So
this is on your heart.
Yeah. Thank you, Ron. It's also a little bit scary because I'm like this is not in the order in which I had outlined it, but that's fine. It's on my heart. Here's how last week went. Review. Last week I said to everybody, if I took a tissue, blew my nose in it, and I offered the tissue to you, what would you say? If I offered you a snotty tissue, you would all say, let me hear you. What would you say?
No, thank you.
You all would say no thank you. It's weird. You would all say the exact same 3 words, but wow, that's a coincidence. You would all say no thank you. And on the Scoville hot pepper chart, you know the Scoville hot pepper chart? Like the bottom is red pepper, and on the top, I don't know, ghost death pepper, something awful. And like on the level of habanero. I lost my train of thought. Oh, how heated was your no thank you? What pepper was your no thank you? Here, would you like a snotty tissue? And you're giving me back what kind of?
Little black pepper.
Little black pepper, right? It was a grind black pepper on your omelet. It wasn't that spicy. And I had wanted us, again, did not go as planned. I had wanted us to do an exercise where I wanted to say, hey, you all know, you all have the wiring in you to say no thank you without heat. We just did that. We just all said the words no thank you. Would you like a snotty tissue? No thank you. And I thought, well, let's practice with something harder. So if you weren't here, what we did was I said, okay, you're going to go into small groups. Person A, whoever's alphabetically the highest in the group, is going to say to the next alphabetically high person, you're going to say, hey, I think you're an idiot, or I think you smell, or I don't like your shirt. And and then I said, person B is going to say back to person A, oh, no, thank you. And then person B is going to look at person C and say something snotty. And I thought these were great instructions. Show of hands, how well did it go last week? How smooth compared to what I thought it was? Yeah, that's pretty poor.
Yeah.
It was not, I'm glad it went well for like 4 of you. I apologize, right? I did not, on paper that seemed like a really good plan. There was some issues with the plan that I had not considered And some of those issues might, maybe you can tell me, what were some of the things that went, that was not, like, you know what my plan was, and then you were in the small group. Someone tell me, what do you have? Yeah, Betsy, what went off the rails there? What was something I didn't consider?
Well, one thing is that it took so long to try to figure out some insult that would fit the assignment, but yet not trigger any kind of a possible response from the person.
Right. It was an impossible, like, what insult do you give someone that it's hard enough that it hurts, but it's soft enough that you're not going to trigger their PTSD? Like, that was really, that was rough. What else did not go? I heard from a lot of people.
Steve has his hand up.
Yeah, go ahead, Steve. Thanks, Alex.
I was going to talk about the teaching thing that you said before about the by fourth class you're in a good mood. The biggest problem that I found when I was teaching was that I was always teaching the class that I had before and not the class that I was facing.
Right.
Because you pick that experience and then you generalize it.
Right. I'm totally with you. I had my last year of teaching, I had a student teacher come, and they assigned a student teacher from a local education school, and the student teachers needed a copy of my lesson plans, and I gave them pretty roughly, and they said, well, we need a copy of the lesson plans that are like the first 8 weeks, because that's proper pedagogy. That's the right way. You have to know what you're going to teach the first 8 weeks and submit it to the district. And I gave really loose, and his advisor said, excuse me, do you not have an 8-week plan? And like, do you not? And I said, how can I? I've not met the students yet. I don't know how fast we're going to be able to do exponents. I have no idea. I don't know how good I'm going to be at teaching this particular group. It's got to be different for whoever's there. Okay.
It's the challenge between teaching material and teaching students.
Ooh, I like the way you said that. Yeah. And that's what I'm thrilled. Right. So my buddy who gave the sermon doesn't get the feedback and doesn't get, because I know this assignment didn't work as planned. Like, nobody left last week being able to just, someone insults you. Nobody left being able to go, oh, no, thank you, I'm fine. I don't, like, it didn't work. We have a chance to redo it. Well, we don't have to. Yeah, like, you don't ever have to. Go ahead. There was another comment, and then I'm going to just babble. No, here we go. Ready? Let me ask you this. If we did the same thing, this question first. If I teased somebody, I could probably get away with it because I've had other interactions with you. Right? And I just want to put back in our heads this idea of a 4-to-1 model, that when I ask you to be in a room with somebody who you don't really know and insult them, you have not given that person 4 neutral to positive comments before you're hurling an insult. Like, you don't want your first impression with another person to be an insult. And I asked you all to do that. So what would happen if we did this? And thanks to Barb Blake for suggesting this idea. What if we just all did the same insult and we all said, hey, I don't like your shirt. And if we went through group and you just said, and everyone knew it was the same insult, so it's not personal. Do you think that would make it a little easier?
It's always personal.
I heard from people. Yeah, I heard from people. I would rather be insulted than insult. It is against my own code to insult someone. I won't do it.
How about if you just kind of pick something ridiculous, like for everybody to say, like, you've got a purple spot on your nose.
Oh, I like that. How's that go? That goes with the blue apple thing I was trying with Alex.
Mm-hmm.
You got a purple spot on your nose. Is there anyone here who thinks, and you can just do an electronic, anyone who thinks they might be triggered by being told you have a purple spot on your nose? All right, now, anyone who thinks they would be triggered, let's go the other side of it, by saying to someone else. Can anyone not imagine those words coming out of your mouth? I could imagine, yeah. That could definitely be a weird, hard thing to do. Al, you go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, the hard part for me in that exercise was giving the insult, not receiving it, not saying the no thank you.
Yeah. So, Al,
that was
could
the
you?
part that I think just wasn't quite thought through completely.
No. Oh,
knowing you, Brian.
It was just a blind spot. I mean, that's why they play war games, is because you cannot predict all of it. So, Al, could you tell me I got a purple spot on my nose? Would that be
I
an
wouldn't
insult?
like to tell you that. No, thank you.
Okay, Al, you win. Good job, bud. Okay.
Plus Al Brown.
All right, that's fantastic. Good. So I guess it's going to have to be my job to insult each and every one of you so that you can each say no thank you. All right, this is going to go really well.
Right. Rabbi, can I throw something in here real quick?
Please do, Kip, because I didn't like that idea.
Diluting it down to the point that it has no weight behind it whatsoever feels like it takes the opportunity to learn out of the situation. Yeah. If it's just a ridiculous, you're not going to take any heat with it at all.
Yeah, but Kip, we can't even get it at that level. Like, people don't even want.
No, I think we can. So
go ahead. I like this. Go.
But think of it this way. So my kids have been way into Taekwondo for many, many years, and when they do self-defense, their opponent has to literally do an active lunge if they're going to learn how to do the defensive move.
Oh, that's a good point.
If their partner doesn't really try, they can't really learn how to defend themselves.
All right.
So why can't we play act? And Brian, I think that lamp behind is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Why would you ever put that in your room? That's ugly. Good
that's
Lord.
Really too bad, Kip, because I had made that for you. I guess I'm not giving you that lamp. Okay. Yeah.
I'll take it. I will too.
Yeah.
I'll beat you to it, Joe. I'll take it. Okay, it's Alex. Alex wins the lamp.
I like Big Meanie. I like Big Meanie Head.
Big meanie head.
Big Meanie, because we all know that's something a child would say, and we can't really take it seriously. But it has that sort of like, wait, you think I'm a meanie? You know, it kind of gives you at least a second of having to respond.
Yeah, I like our Big Meanie Head. Bob, do you have your hand up?
Yeah, I guess I'm wondering, why do I need to respond? If somebody says something to me,
I love it.
Why do I need to respond?
Yeah, that's exactly right. That could be that's even better than saying no thank you at times. Sure. Do it.
Better yet, do I need to respond?
Oh yeah.
Lee suggested as a potential insult, your mother wears combat boots. In the chat.
Have we met my mother?
We did.
We did actually.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
My mom wears combat boots. All right, that's my mom you're talking about in that case. Steve.
We're going to descend into your mama. Here, just so you know, your mom's listening.
Oh, is mom listening? Mom, they're making fun of your shoes. They're making fun of your shoes, Mom.
I think the learning though is for the situation whether I have to respond out loud or not. I respond in my guts. And I have to be able to at least say in my head, no, thank you.
Yeah, I like that.
Or otherwise it's going to hurt.
I'm going to share a quote that fits along with this, which was from Walt. Oh, come on. Sorry, wrong button there. Walt Whitman, who said, dismiss all that insults your soul.
Dismiss all that insults your soul. Amen. Amen.
Can we all get an amen on that?
Amen.
Amen.
That's Walt Whitman.
Yeah.
Someone tells you
Sometimes I
you're
say
a
reject.
fat dumbass. What do you say? You say no. You dismiss all that insults your soul.
What about reject?
Reject all that insults your soul. You could bring that up with Walt if you want. So, do we have more we want to talk about on the no thank you game? Because I feel like a lot of really good learning comes out of this guffaw. Go ahead, Shirley.
Well, I'm thinking that I love the idea of the exercise to see how we respond to learn about ourselves. But I think to have it work, we have to say something to each other that could be true.
Yeah.
So that we can see our reaction and how we feel about that. Even knowing, like Kip suggested, being good actors. And just saying something, like if somebody said to me, I hate red hair.
Yeah, but Shirley, like, you could have at least... Shirley, you could have made your bed before you showed up.
I didn't make it. Look at that.
I know, I was trying to... I was insulting you.
And you know what, I'm sorry. I didn't even take your feelings into consideration. I mean, I'm no damn good.
I love it. I love it. Shirley, something else that Shirley has as a Shirley's trained doing improv. And I have a feeling that people who have some training doing improv are a little bit better at not taking things personally. I don't know how I could prove that, but it seems to be.
There's a comment in the chat. No, will help or not, but it's a different thought. But you have to make sure whatever insult is made, if about a thing that the other person could actually change about themselves, like not physicality. Like you can't change your nose.
Right.
If we're going to practice pushing things off and not taking them on,
go for it, Kip.
They're going to be personal things out in the real world. And if we can do it here with people we know are doing
all right,
because they care about us.
So here we're gonna. All right, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. Who wants in on Scoville level? Above black pepper, above red pepper. Let's go somewhere near shitato. What's the Japanese one that's kind of sweet, a little zippy? Shishito? Shishito. Okay, we're going. Who wants in on Fight Club level Shishito with Kip? No, Kip, you were. All right. So keep your hand up. Keep your hand in the air. This is going to be, folks. This could go terribly wrong. I want you to know these are all adults who have not been coerced into doing this, but are willing to be real enough with. So let me give you props for doing it. I mean, you're real enough to say this is life. I want to get through it. I'm going to try, and I'm going to hurt. It might hurt a little bit in training, but I'm going to get stronger. So into the ring, keep your hands up.
Hold on. We have two comments in the chat. Goodbye, I can't take it today. The thought of saying something
Oh, okay. So let me do it this way. There's some people for whom this is not, you're not a better person if you stick out. You're not a better person if you're in. It's just who wants in on this thought experiment. It's just who wants in on this thought experiment. And if you want in, that's cool, but there's no us and them. This is just we got some people who want in, some people who don't. And I will say I'm feeling a little bit like I need to address the fact that somebody signed off at that point, but I don't want to I don't want to not acknowledge the fact that they signed off, but also they're not here right now, so I don't feel like talking to them or about them. Um, but it's like out there in the ether, so I wanted to acknowledge it because it felt weird.
Yeah. Well, there's another comment that says it's a slippery slope, particularly with others who you do not know or do
Yeah.
not know very well.
So this is you got to be at least red pepper level. Like black pepper flakes, we're at red pepper. And if not, you're not in. So keep your hands up. This is how it's going to go. And if keep your hand up, if you have your hand clearly up, like Jess, who's a moron, you are in. Jess, keep your hand up. That's great. They're doing that as best they can, so we will forgive them. Um, if you have your hand up, it means you're in on the game. And that's it. I passed the ball over to Jess. That was my move. Go.
Oh. Am I in now?
Jess, what the heck is wrong with you? Yes, Jess, it's your turn. You got to keep your hand up, Jess. Keep your hand up. Come on. All right, let's go.
Y'all are big meanies this morning. Everyone who stood up and put their hand up is a really big meanie today.
Well played. Well played. Well played.
Especially Rabbi Brian is the biggest meanie. Biggest meanie
Oh.
in the group today.
I'm going to own that. So, yes, I'm sure for some of you that's true. Jordan, I'm not calling on you. That's how rude I am. Okay, this is not. No, all right. Jordan? Yeah. I can't. I'm not going. Kip, fuck you. All right, that's it.
Fair. No, thank you.
Okay. So, folks, I made up a rule arbitrarily a few weeks ago because somebody had said something and then I made a rule. Y'all don't need to police me. And it's not that big of a rule. I made it up. I can unmake it up, right? And thank you for calling me out on it also. So, all parts. I think the ball was in Kip's court.
So just pick somebody else with their hands up and give an insult. Is that the idea?
Focus in math, like as I.
Insult in mass? What's the point of this stupid exercise, Rabbi?
Sorry, my hand wasn't up. I'm done. I'm done.
Oh my God.
I'm done.
Well done. Meg, is that a great tan coat you're wearing? I really think it's ugly. I don't think it looks very good at all.
Oh, thank you so much. It's a very expensive, important coat. I have loved it for years. I am really to know that you won't ever steal it from me. Oh my gosh. What about that purple hair? I really think it should be darker purple instead of that magenta.
Okay. You. Oh, I'm sorry, Kim. You're really insulting.
Oh, is that back to me? Oh my goodness. I need to all right. So, something about these grain beers, I think that we should start them.
Let's do 3 more rounds, and then yeah. And then anyone who's left with their hand up who did not get called, you have the right to say no thank you to the bad feeling that you might have.
You can do it, Joe. Michael got their hand.
You can insult me. Okay, okay. Can't do it. Can't do it. Okay, Alex. Um, flag right here. You can insult me because of this, right? Alex, that is the flag I ever did see in my whole life. I happen to like it.
Well done. Well done.
And you can take your credit stuff up now.
Okay, well, this has not gone too off the rails. Let me stop there, and again, I'm going to just say thank you to everyone. And if you didn't get a turn, and I think this is true, that if you get that crummy feeling like nobody called on me, and then you start that story in your head, I'm not. You have the right to say, oh wait, you can say no, thank you, because what did Walt Whitman just tell us? And that includes the internal. It includes the internal. You can catch yourself being mean to yourself, and then you can do a Walt Whitman and you can say, no, thank you.
And then you have to be able to step back.
Well, hold on. Go ahead. Go ahead. Say that again, Jordan.
I was just saying, then you have to be able to observe yourself, step outside and see your reactions.
Wait a minute. Did we not talk some about that last? Oh, hold on. We talked some about that last week. Was that Krishnamurti quote? Anyone have that at the memory? The Krishnamurti about observation.
Without evaluating.
Observing without evaluating is the highest form of human intelligence. Observing without evaluating. And yeah, you're right, Jordan. You have to be able to. But here's a hint. If you hear yourself say, I'm an idiot because then the statement had come before it. Like, we know that statement was there. You can say no thank you even after you got nicked a little bit. That made some sense to me while I was saying it. And I'm going to take the few nods as, yeah, no, that wasn't off. I want to go back to October. We did a lot of review. And the week before last, I had broken you guys up. I had done a bunch of review, and then I had broken you guys up into small groups to look at the change matrix with regard to having more hope, more love, more kindness. And you guys did the change matrix in small groups. And I had wanted to divulge last week, and I had forgotten to, the pedagogy, what I was doing to try to teach was in my reviewing with you guys a lot of what we did, talking in short in the review sheets that are on Etsy. But that could show that you knew it some. When I put you into small groups to do the change matrix, I didn't really explain it much beforehand. I did the fastest explanation I had ever done, which might have reviewed it a little bit. So at a level 3, keeping you up at the level 4, and you guys were able to do the change matrix with each other, that is the goal of transfer of knowledge. So I wanted to say that I'm proud that the entire group got the grade of an A in the fictional category of change matrix. So congratulations to everyone. Now that I said that, I have this naggy little question in my head of, maybe that's just maybe there's still some people for whom the change matrix trips you up. If so, I don't want to embarrass you, but shoot me an email, and I'm glad to help catch you up on that one. Okay.
Barb has her hand up.
Yeah, go, Barb, go.
Oh, I didn't mean to. I don't know why that showed up.
Okay.
Sorry.
I forgot.
Rita does too, though. Now I see Rita.
Yeah, I just want to say about this. When it started, it was a dirty tissue.
Yes.
It wasn't an insult. We were judging. We were working on response to unpleasant things, but it didn't have to be an insult to the person.
Correct.
And it turned into how to insult somebody.
Oh, honey, no.
And how to respond. I would say, after all this, there is no one here who would not know to say no thank you or in your opinion.
Yeah.
But doing is, and it's funny. I mean, that's been the good part. But I don't.
There's pain under it too.
The lesson is well into the ground at this point.
Okay.
Personally.
Well, I thank you for giving your feedback and giving.
So that's good. See what a good job you did with that.
Yes.
You immediately gave the right answer. I knew
Well,
you would.
I thank you, but in that I thank you that one was a different I thank you. That was more a thank you for seeing me and appreciating what I do.
Okay, thank you.
But that doesn't mean she wants to be insulted. Go ahead. I don't know who is going. Hugh. Yeah.
These are spiritual practices.
Yeah.
The truth is, spiritual practice
Mm.
in this practice, what happens with and being okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah. No. Well, thank you, Hugh. Yeah. And here, I'm going to underscore and take the compliment one step a little further. Take in and remember, y'all just a group of totally random people with no connection to each other. And to remember that's everyone we interact with. You know, that's everyone we interact with on a Tuesday. That's all, like everyone we can do better. Better? That sounds judgmental. But we can love everyone the same way we're all learning to love and trust random strangers on the internet. Because I helped set up a safe space, and look how beautiful people are. It's pretty awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Joe, I had forgotten in all of what we were just doing. Usually we take a minute to pray in any form that works for us. Joe, do you have our list this week? You can read to us.
Yes, it's the longest list so far. Oh, you're showing. Are you ready? You want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Kim Wilson, Edward Carter, Carol, Margaret, Ken, Joe Porter, Mary Shortle, Linda, Leo, the Torrington family, the Pat Shortle family, and I hope I get this name right, the McCabe McCougan family. They lost their mommy. Carla, Pat, David, Linda, Christina's friend Ed, our Marcus, who had surgery yesterday and like Alex said is doing well. Helen Moss in the UK is doing a climate change march today, and so she please asked us to lift up Mother Earth and the planet.
Well, let's take a minute, starting when the little clock here says half. Let's do a minute now. Okay, folks, thank you for that minute. We haven't done lottery tickets for a while, and I wonder if there's not somebody out there who's proud of something that they've done in the last week where they didn't fly off the handle, or it took an extra second before they flew off the handle. Whatever the little thing is that you're proud of, that you feel like, hey, I'm making some spiritual religious growth here. Somebody please see me. And you don't have to use those exact words. We will continue to use the artifice. I think that's the word I'm going for. We will continue to use the artifice of the lottery tickets as though these have value. And who here deserves or should be getting a lottery ticket because they did something of which they are spiritually proud in the last week or so? Anyone have something? You don't have to. That's cool.
What do you think, RB?
I think I did some self-care this week that was like, I can't even believe that I did it kind of self-care. So I'm taking all these lottery tickets for me for that one. And also, oh, Hugh, you go ahead. I don't need to double dip. Yeah. You go.
No, I'm happy for you to double dip. I've never gotten a lottery ticket, and I've been anxious to get one. So while I actually blocked someone on my cell phone last week because this person was speaking just too darn rudely to me. And while I didn't use no heat, I used less heat, and I considered that something of a victory.
Well done, Hugh.
But what I did afterwards is I sent him a no-heat email and told him that I had blocked him and why. So anyway, I thought, the image that came to me in that moment was the Kleenex, and I'm grateful for that.
Oh, that's wonderful! Right there, there's your little lottery ticket.
He gets 2 tickets.
Okay, like who? You guys, I am in charge of the economy here. I am a benevolent dictator, and we're going to do it the way that I give out tickets. Man, challenge my authority. Come on.
I agree with Emily.
Okay, all right, he gets 2 tickets. So much for my principles. Fine.
It's always safe to agree with Emily.
There we go.
You can always
to say this. I think Hugh just pointed out what the purpose of that exercise is.
Go ahead, Barb. Fill us in.
Hugh took the exercise, which he practiced in this safe setting, and applied it in his real life.
Yeah.
That is, I think, what you're trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do.
Yeah,
okay.
I know, but people get caught up in the other stuff because of their sensitivities.
Yeah.
That's human.
Yeah.
And I just want to appreciate that Hugh showed.
I got it, Barb. Thank
go.
you. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's.
I thought that was very cool.
Good job. I have some announcements to make. And I do share screen. Please hold. Share screen. On the next Sunday, I am going to be giving a talk to the Anderson Forum for Progressive Theology. If you would like to show up to the Anderson Forum for Progressive Theology, Fun with Theology, interactive Zoom about talking to adults about the God of their understanding. It is for the low price of donations will be asked. Alex put all the links in the chat, so that should be there. And the other one I wanted to show you, and unfortunately I did not prepare this the proper way, so you're all going to get to watch me screen share things. That there is a Religion Outside the Box fundraiser coming up. Oh, here. No, I did prepare ahead of time. Look at me. Gosh. Please hold. I lost control of my mouse. Hold on. This is going to get...
You needed some hold music.
I appreciate that. I feel cared for in an odd way.
I'm going to throw in my comeback usually on that, and I don't have any monkey bars.
Thank you, Bob. I will feel bad if you didn't say that. Here we go. We are going to be having Religion Outside the Box before Hanukkah and Christmas online silent auction fundraiser. And that's a lot of words, folks. But that's what it is. It's before Hanukkah and Christmas. It is the online silent auction fundraiser. You're going to be getting an email asking you to consider items that you have that you would be willing to part with, or services you have that you would be willing to share. And we're having an online silent auction, having people send in descriptions. The basic way that it works is people will make comments on the items, and that will just be bids, so you can do them sequentially. You send the money to Religion Outside the Box as a donation, and the person who had the highest amount there will be alerted, and then you send them the item or arrange for them to do the service. So that's coming up. I'm totally excited, and thank you to Jess and to Anne, who are both helping me with the behind-the-scenes work on that. That's going to be really fun. Other announcements? No other announcements. Oh, I wanted to go over something and see how this had gone in the last week. If I we haven't focused in on this. There we go. I want to just revisit this one. Is the thing of what makes them evil. And that our normative, the way that we argue with people is the first step is we think they don't understand. So we give them the facts. Mom, I need new jeans. Then we realize that they have the facts that they need. So apparently they go from not understanding to being not logical. And then finally they go to being anti-vax idiots.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. We're not going to get anywhere if we put other people into this category. We're not going to, you can't argue with somebody who, you're not going to learn from someone who you've decried as evil. You're not going to come to common ground. So, sorry, I felt preachy. It was preachy.
How do we not do that?
Yeah, so good question, Emily. I think first is we have to realize that we do it. And to see the pattern and to see that we go from, they didn't understand, they won't reason with me, I hate them. So let's first see the pattern some, and maybe, hey, I have an idea. We got, I don't know, 41 people on the call right now, and then a bunch of people watch us afterwards. You all go out and you practice, and let's fail miserably and come back and tell each other, how do we go about not seeing people as evil? What have we been able to find out? Because it's got to be possible. I mean, this is what Larry says. If you sign up for the newsletter right now, you get a sheet called How to Deal with Impossible People. And it's based on stuff that my buddy Larry taught me, which is that you have to realize that it's possible to hate impossible. It's possible to deal with impossible people, and it's possible to love them. And Larry says,
I have to remind myself that.
yeah, we first we have to realize it's possible to love them. And that Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. and others, that people are able to love their enemies, that we can be able to love our enemies too. And then how do we do it? We start by starting.
Oh, okay.
Right? Okay. You start by loving them, and it's not easy. If you don't have a copy of that PDF, send me an email, and I'll make sure to get that back out to you. It's called How to Love and How to Deal with Impossible People. And the one thing that Jane added to it that really helps is before you do Larry's whole how do you love impossible people, is you start with the question, is this someone who I need in, do I have to deal with this person ever again? Or can I live a fine life and we just don't ever have to? Like, if it's someone who you don't have to deal with, you don't have to deal with it. Okay.
Love the person, not the action.
Yeah. Let's love them. I was going to, let me do 2 God drops. We haven't done God drops in a while. Other announcements. The Jew Curious course is going exceedingly stupidly well. It's really fun. That's on Wednesday.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is.
Because I get basically, I get like the equivalent of cappuccinos and high. I love teaching that stuff so much. I get a little bit wacky, and it's really fun, and a lot of good knowledge is transferred over. Here's 2 quotes that I have about God for God drops this week. The first one is an adaptation of Lao Tzu, and that did not copy. Hold on, that was weird.
For you.
There it. Oh,
yeah, it's in the chat. Alex put it in the chat.
Thanks, Alex. So it says this: there was something formless and perfect before the universe was born. It is serene, empty, unchanging, infinite, eternal, present. It is the mother of the universe. For lack of better words, I call it God. Now, Lao Tzu said he calls it the Tao. I just happen to know that all infinite things are equal. So the transitive property of infinity was that if he uses the word Tao, I can use the word God. It means the same thing. Here's the other God drop for you. Okay, so that's Lao Tzu, that God is serene, ever eternal. And here is a John Shelby Spong quote. Did that show up? No? There it is.
Yeah. It's in the chat. Alex put it in the chat.
Thanks, Alex. John Shelby Spong said this: God is not a noun that demands to be defined. God is a verb that invites us to live, to love, and to be.
All that we can be.
Yeah. God is not a noun that demands to be defined. God is a verb that invites us to live, to love, and to be.
Like my quote. Love, and
okay.
Out of the box. You know, where everybody wants to put him. So
I'm going to give you guys a little bit of homework. Again, that's only for the people taking this for credit, that you have to do it. Everyone else is totally optional. Those of you in the advanced placement class, you're doing great work. You're just trying too hard. I just cracked myself up with that one. Okay, so here's homework. It's gratitude month, and this assignment is hard. It took me 4.5 months the first time I did it This is what gratitude is. Gratitude is mathematically, it's a number. I can't tell you your exact number, but it goes like this. It's the number of times that you're consciously grateful minus the number of times that you complain. The number of times that you are consciously thankful minus the number of complaints that you make, that makes up your gratitude. Gratitude is inflow, take out outflow. You got gratitude. Here's little fine detailed notes to it. These are conscious moments of thankfulness. Conscious moments of thankfulness. Oh, wow, the sky, that was awesome. Cool. Conscious moment of thankfulness. Complaints, it gets subjective. I do not count it as a complaint if it stays only in your head. To me, they must be utterances. They must be some, and then you can be like, you can say, man, this chair is hard. Or you can say, oh man, this chair is hard. Like, and one of them is a complaint. One of them is just an observation. I'll leave you on your own for it. Here's your job. See how long you can go. And the more you try, the better you'll get at it. See how far you can go in between complaints. That's your homework. You just get to start the stopwatch right now and see how long you can go. And if you find you can go about 10 minutes and then you keep losing it, like, go for 11. We're going for, like, see where you're at. See what you can do. Again, this is not homework you have to do. It's homework you get to do. Wow, Brian, that one did not sound nice. Oh, thank you, Kip. There's a talent show coming up. Kip, would you tell us some more about it? How do the people get involved? Thank you.
So there's a whole area over in the clubhouse that you can sign up and see who else has signed up. Rita has got 2 plays that she is gathering cast members. She might have that fully cast, but she may have more room. Is there a nod on that, Rita? No?
Well, it depends on who shows up at the slated meeting today.
Excellent. And we're also looking for other talent acts, music, magic, jokes, whatever you'd like to put in there. We're going to pre-record those and try to do the whole thing in a live stream sometime in February as a fundraiser for RTB. So if you'd like to participate, please head over to the clubhouse, sign up. It's a bit vague and nebulous right now. People have asked for when are submissions due and all that. We're still trying to get all that together, but please come to the clubhouse and check it out. Thank you, Kip. And thank you to Joe for moderating the chat and for Alex for doing the technology. We'll stick around. I depart, but Clubhouse but the Donut Hour continues and Deep Dive continues. And Steve, I don't know if there's a small meeting going on there in the Wild West room in poetry. If you have a poem you want to share. Poetry is always open at the beginning, and anyone who stays. That's about it. Go ahead.
Can you host me, Rabbi, so I can make those?
Have I not hosted you this whole time?
Nope.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Didn't need it until now.
Okay, then you are the host. I will wave goodbye. Everyone say goodbye to the folks up on Facebook and on Zoom and on YouTube.